Hello. Welcome back to session 3 of Rough Magic Presents Giantslayer, a Pathfinder 1st Edition adventure path converted to Pathfinder 2nd Edition. My name is Michael, and I will be your GM through this adventure. Introducing our players, we have Tara as Esther the Bard. We have Dan as Jaytham Shaw, the half-orc fighter. We have Richard as Seven Deaths, the Tiefling Oracle. Chris will not be joining us tonight, so the role of David will also be played by Richard. For some announcements, we're going to jump over to Tara. Would you like to?
Which is why my head is so giant on the screen. I'm in the middle. Hello, everybody. I'm here to do the announcements. I wanted to start by giving a shout out to everybody who in Chicago who showed up at our first Rough Magic social at D-Men Tap on Thursday. It was loud and it was awesome and it was nerdy in all of the best of ways. And if you are interested in joining us for more of those, the best way to learn about them is to join our Discord, which I can send here in the chat right now. And if you join our Discord, that's where you're going to get first access to any events that we're hosting in Chicago and beyond. And besides, if you are looking to play a game and you don't have somebody to run a game, if you are a forever GM and you need somebody, if you just want to play for a little bit of time, we have so many GMs across the country, honestly, ready to do games in person, online. You can create a game with them. You can request a specific game. We run D&D. We run Pathfinder. We run pretty much anything. We can, you name it, we can play it. So reach out to us. We've got stuff on the website. You can book a game directly there. You can contact us and let us know what you're into. The website, let me put that in the chat for you too. It's really easy though. It's just roughmagicgames.com. And then what else am I supposed to tell you? Also, if you want to support us, one of the best ways for you to do that is by doing what you're doing right now and watching us on Twitch. Do you follow us yet? You should do that. Also, if you follow us and you want to subscribe, that's pretty cool of you, and we will love you forever. If you know somebody who you think would also really enjoy us, let them know. Tell a friend. And if you want to hang out with us every Sunday, on the off weeks when we aren't playing, there is another group of people playing a Pathfinder game with where are you, Richard? Richard, I think you're over here for me. If I do like this, is this you? You're over here.
There you go. You got it.
Yeah. Somewhere. He's running the game. It's called Gears of Revolution. It's awesome. Come hang out with me in the chat. It's going really well. And if you are wanting to catch up on the stories, you can watch all of the previous episodes on YouTube. I think that's it now. Can I have a tiny box? Am I going to be in the middle for a while now?
I think you're stuck in the middle until we fix it.
Sorry, everybody. I'm the captain now.
Well, that was great. Excellent.
Thanks.
With that being said, I think we should jump into Giantslayer. It has been a minute. Been a little while since we played. Con season kind of took its toll on us, as well as some internet shenanigans and tomfoolery. Kind of messed with us a little bit, but we are here. And I think we should do a session 2 recap. We started by fighting some wolves who ambushed you in the center of town as you were on your way to the temple. One of those wolves, as happens in pretty much any D&D Pathfinder game I've ever run, you saved one of the wolves and adopted it. Took it with you. It is currently wrapped up in the skirts of Esther, like a little baby Bjorn. After fighting with the wolves, you went to speak with Sarah Morninghawk. You learned about the smith named Earnsel, who took the order for Roderick's Hope Knife, filled out that receipt that you had found, and then vanished. You spoke to Katrezra, the half-orc oracle, the oracle, if you will, who lives in the temple and is a good friend, or sorry, it's too early, uh, was a good friend to Roderick before his murder. He showed you Roderick's journal, and through the conversations with him, you learned that Roderick was close to something. He wouldn't say what, but that all signs pointed to the Plague House, which is an abandoned church outside of the town. After speaking with Katrezra, it was getting late. Esther had to work a shift at the bar, so you decided to retire for the evening. During your rest, you were all attacked by some assassins. When Esther finally got to sleep, she had a dream, portents of sorts, that has only ever happened to her one time before when she was a child. And that was essentially where we left off. Well, perhaps the most important part is you all leveled up to level 2. So that was exciting. So we will begin our session arising for the new day. I'm not sure Esther got so much sleep after the dream. You did go to your friend's house to check on them. Everything seemed kosher. Um, you are all up, ready to go. You did all stay in the Ramble House, and Cham brings you some breakfast, some nice coffee. Where would you like to go first?
We also have the ambushers. Well, at least I knocked mine out, and he's tied up in the room. So
Yes.
I was planning on interrogating
Questioning that
him.
guy. Sure.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah. So I say to Esther, I was like, "You want to try the old good cop, bad cop routine?"
I'm the bad cop right now. No,
That'd
all
be
right.
fun. Sure. Let's mix it up a little bit.
No, is he sleeping? Like he's knocked out?
I mean, he'd probably be awake by now, but he was restrained and tied up, so I imagine he's tucked under one of the beds in Jaytham's room. Just kind of shoved him under there.
That sounds like me.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I think that'd be probably pretty effective.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna reach under the bed and like just drag him out across the floor and slap him awake. All right, mate, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna ask you a question, and if I don't like the answer, I'm gonna bite off one of your fingers. And then I'm gonna move on to the toes. And then after that, I'm gonna start pulling out teeth. You got me?
I haven't washed my feet in years. I will not
that's
bite
good.
off my toes.
That's good. I like a little bit of grit in my breakfast.
Look, there's no need for the theatrics. I'm sure you're a very scary fella. I will. I don't want to lose fingers and toes and teeth. I will tell you what you need to know.
So,
Could you loosen the things around my wrists? They're kind of hurting.
listen to this guy. You want me to fluff your pillow while I'm at it? I'm sorry, you're not comfortable. You did try to kill us last night. I don't feel like we owe you much.
I should point out you didn't give me a pillow, but I understand. I understand this.
Oh, you want a pillow? And I take a pillow and I start smothering him. And then after a few seconds, I kind of like look at you like, pull me off.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Hey, no, listen, I pull you off and then I'm gonna like lean down over him. And I'm also like quite large. I'm gonna say, listen, I'm supposed to be the good cop here. I'm sure you can see what's happening. I don't feel very motivated in this moment. I'm not gonna let him kill you right away. I'm gonna listen. What you already said that you know what the game is, so I don't know what you think you're gonna walk away from this with. Uh, I'm not very good at this, am I? Listen.
No, you're really not. You're really not.
I'm really.
Yes, you're the good cop. I get it.
Yeah, I pull her to the side. You're doing great. No, you're doing great. This is great.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think it's your turn now, though.
All
right? Yeah. Okay.
All right, listen then. You're going to tell me who sent you. You understand?
Sure. Yeah. See, good cop, bad cop only works when I'm withholding. I told you I'd tell you whatever you wanted to know.
Oh, we are really good at this.
Yeah, it works. Yeah, it works. We didn't even have to do much. Yeah.
Wow.
Maybe we should call in that one across the hall.
Huh. That would have been extra effective.
Well, I mean, he just might want to ask him some questions too.
Oh.
Of the table, did you end up killing your assailant too? Or he's alive?
No, I just shut the window.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The
Right,
assassin was climbing up the wall, and Richard Seven shut the window in the guy's hands. And
David shut the window. Seven
David
was like occupied. Please go away.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, I will.
Those two actually got away because they would have run after that commotion.
So I do go over and I fetch 7 deaths. Hey, we got a stooge tied up in our room. You want to come?
This one does not understand the meaning of the word stooge.
Oh, yeah, a manky dumb bum.
This one does not understand your slang. Perhaps you could clarify.
Somebody tried to kill us last night. We knocked him out and tied him up, and now we're asking him questions, all right?
This one understands now. This one wonders why I didn't say so in the first place. This one is happy to join you.
Well, come on, this one.
Seven and David will follow along then.
When you come back in, I got him a pillow. He's still laying on the ground, but I did put a pillow under his head. Good cop.
All right. No, it works. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is infinitely better than being under that bed.
You're welcome.
You're very.
And then I like nudge him with my boot, and I do like you said, and tell us what you know.
Oh, sure. We were hired by this half-orc. Lots of he can't gesture with his hands. Lots of scars on his face. Maybe tattoos, I don't know. Lots of marks all over his face. Long blonde hair, which is weird for a half-orc, I think.
Isn't that sounds like that Unsel guy? right? Didn't they describe him as having blonde hair?
You're
Blonde hair,
thinking
yeah.
of the guy that Cham
That was in
would say
the inn
in the
as
Ramble
well,
House.
long blonde hair.
Hmm.
Ernsel didn't have long blonde hair.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Ernsel was a female half-orc. The smith working for Sarah.
Oh, she
the
made
long,
the
the
name.
long,
Okay.
yes,
I
the
thought.
long blonde hair was the gentleman that paid Cham to stay at the Ramble House without putting his name in the ledger.
Okay.
But he was a human with long blonde hair.
Oh, so this is a half orc with long blonde hair. Okay, so a third person. Okay.
Does it ring a bell at all? Could I like roll a something?
Sure. Go ahead and roll
Uh,
society perception, I guess. Society might make the most sense.
Society, that does make sense. Yeah, but I'm not trained in it. Okay, that's fine. I'll do it anyway. Oh, that's what I remember how to do this. Let's go. Oh, that's nice. Okay.
That description doesn't really ring a bell to you.
Okay.
The most significant part would be obviously the facial scars, tattoos, just these lines on the guy's face that this person is describing to you. With the long blonde hair, it's very unique look that you would remember if you had seen.
Do the scars look intentional and ritualistic, or are they?
Yes, they do look like they have a purpose. I don't know what that purpose is. This guy paid us some money, said, "Come here, go to these 2 rooms, kill whoever was in there."
Where did you meet him?
Here in town.
Where?
He found us in the street.
In the street?
Yeah, we were just walking through. We came in with one of the caravans.
Which door?
The gate to the north of town.
The North Gate.
That's really the main gate. There's only
Oh,
one
sure.
real way, and he seemed to like be waiting for something, and he found us. And
I'm not sure I heard you correctly. Did you say that that this blonde guy came in with the caravan, or that the assailants came in with the caravan?
the assailants came in through the caravan.
Okay, so blonde guy was already here.
Blonde guy was already here.
Okay.
He said he saw us come through the gate, pulled us aside, offered us money to do this thing, and we weren't going to turn it down.
How? I guess I'm trying to figure out if they were in the vicinity of like a landmark or a specific business or thing.
No, they're not from here, so they wouldn't really know.
They wouldn't know. Okay.
Yeah, they were just passing through with a caravan. They were pulled aside by this person who seemed to know that they were not on the up and up, and offered them money to kill you guys.
Okay. Hmm. Why are you in True now? Why did you come in the first place?
I was initially hired to work security for one of the caravans. Didn't pay very much, but I needed some money, and I had to get out of Freedom Town. There may or may not be a warrant for my arrest in Freedom Town.
I mean, I'm from Freedom Town. Do I recognize this guy?
That's a good question. Roll. I guess perception would make the most sense in this case.
Okay, perception. Sorry. Perception. Okay. Where's the? I don't even. I don't see perception anywhere.
Oh, it's not under your skills. It's all the way to the left, under like where your HP and under where initiative is. There's a little.
Oh, okay. Yep. Right. Okay. Okay.
Wow. You got a
Yeah.
+8 on that. 18.
So the guy himself doesn't look familiar. In the process of him like struggling around, trying to get comfortable with his hands tied behind his back, laying on a pillow, you see a mark on his forearm that looks familiar, as a member of the Thieves Guild that operates out of Freedom Town.
All right.
Which is probably how this person who hired them marked them as possible accomplices in killing you guys.
Okay. I explained that to everybody else. But one thing, so he paid you up front.
Oh yeah.
He didn't ask for any sort of proof that you'd done what he asked you to do. There wasn't a plan to meet up afterwards.
No, he said that if we had accomplished what he says us there to do, he would hear about it, and if we didn't, well, then he would hunt us down. That's what he said.
Mm. Well, I certainly wish your friends the best of luck. Sounds like they might be in for a scrap of trouble.
What happened to them?
This one recommended they find other accommodations. This one was not aware they were trying to kill us.
Oh. Wow, they really suck. I guess good riddance to them. Although I can't really speak. I'm kind of here tied up at your mercy, so. By the way, you wanna let me go now?
Well, I mean, I feel like we should probably turn you over to the proper authorities.
Well, I mean, you could, but why would you? It's a lot of paperwork.
Oh,
It's a lot of
I
trouble.
love paperwork. I love heads down work. I find it very meditative.
All right.
Do I know who's like the law in town? Who would we take him to?
It would be Cursed or
Okay.
his father, Jagrin. It used to be Roderick, as he was
Right.
like the head of the militia.
Just
Right.
walk over to the window of this room, like open it up and see if there are any guards or whatever walking around outside.
Sure. You go to the window, you open it up. Maybe like 80 yards away, there's a guard who's just like walking down the street. It'd be easy enough for you to yell and flag him down.
Yes, I'm gonna say David would do this, probably not Seven. David would probably be back in the call out with the guard to come.
Okay.
Oh.
The guard comes running over. David gives him the rundown out the window. Guy comes up the stairs.
Is there another dead body in here with us? Or did the other one get away?
Yeah, what did happen to the second one? I don't think there was two.
I don't remember.
I don't
Yeah, I
think there
thought
was
there was
two.
only one.
Yeah, I think we just had the one.
Yeah.
I think the other one ran away.
Yeah. I
Maybe.
remember making a conscious decision not to kill anybody because of the conversation that we had had. So, yeah, we didn't kill anybody. It was just the one.
Okay.
Cool. So the guard looks at the guy tied up, and he goes, "All right, what's happening up here?"
This guy tried to come into our bedroom, kill us in the middle of the night. We neutralized him, tied him up for you. You're welcome. Cleaning up the town, doing our due diligence.
Well, very, very nice. I suppose I'll take him. I'll take him from here and bring him to the cells.
This one is grateful for your assistance and wishes you a very predictable death.
Right. They warned me about you. I'll take this guy now.
This one is making a name for himself. This one is proud.
The guy like scratches his neck, gets like really uncomfortable, doesn't know why he's itchy, and then just like I'm gonna take him to jail now. He grabs the guy who's still pleading, like, "Hey, we can come to some sort of an arrangement," and the guard's just like not having it. Takes him away.
There wasn't really a whole lot to go on other than
Burned out church.
yeah. I think that's I can't think of anywhere else we'd want to go before then.
No, me neither.
I'm so hungry though. I need to make sure that I eat like a good breakfast before we go. We have this breakfast that Cham brought us is. She brought it to our room, or do we have to go downstairs for it?
I assumed that you would have gone downstairs to get something, but she can bring it to your room if you want more. Like, she can always just.
Oh, if I already ate, well, I am pretty stressed. I'll just grab a pastry on the way out.
Okay, great. Anybody else want to do anything, or we just
I feel like Jaytham would probably take like a couple extra apples, maybe some pieces of jerky, just like for the road, just in case he needed them.
You're not. I mean, we're coming back, right?
Well, we might get locked up or something. Who knows?
Oh, right.
Better to be safe than sorry. We could go into that church and the whole thing could collapse around us. We could be trapped for days, if we're lucky.
This one does not wish to be trapped for days. This one hopes for a quick death.
Me and you both, this one.
I love that you call him this one. Cool. So you leave the Ramble House, and you head outside of the town.
I grabbed 2 pastries after that conversation.
2 pastries, sure.
Yeah.
The wolf is following you like a lost puppy.
Not lost.
Just everywhere you go, he's going. Unless you specifically say, like, stay here.
Oh, I wouldn't. No. In fact, actually, the other thing that I grab for on the way out is I would ask Chem for some meat, like a steak or some sausages, uncooked.
Sure. She's happy to get that for you.
Great.
She comes back with a small cloth bundle, hands it to you, and gives the wolf a scratch behind his ear. You can see that his skin is clearing up nicely from where you helped him with his mange and fleas and whatnot.
Can I talk to him yet with my new thing?
I don't know.
I actually should know, but oops. Okay, where's my... It's a new thing, so it's a feat. I took the Beastmaster dedication. And No, I don't, not yet. I think.
I don't see in there where it says you can speak to him. But
well, I can speak to him. It's just not in the way that he really actually understands me quite yet.
You can always speak to him. I just don't know that he can answer you.
There it is. That's the real change, is that like he could speak back to me. So I say exactly that to him. I give him a scratch between the shoulder blades and I say, "You're healing up nicely. Here, some breakfast."
He very eagerly takes the breakfast, nuzzles up to like your leg. I would imagine, even though he's a young wolf, he's still quite large. Maybe he can only like reach your thigh or something if you're standing straight up, but he'll nuzzle against your leg.
Great. All right. And then that's all I need to do.
And all 5 of you, Demas the wolf included, head out of town. Does my pointer work? Oh, it does not. So on this True Now map, you have to exit out the north gate, the only gate there is. And you have to walk all the way around to the plague house, which is as far south as you can get, outside of the town. I don't know if we went over this, but the feature of True Now is that it's set up on a hill, and the quarters are set up in descending order. So, like where the Ramble House is and the temple, that's at ground level. The middle quarter is up a little bit, and then the upper quarter is obviously the highest point. So when you're out here by the plague house, you can't see up. You're too far down to be able to see up into the town.
Like at the base of a cliff face. That's what this is down here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yep. So you head outside the town. It's a bit of a walk. It takes you probably close to an hour to get all the way out there. And you find yourself staring at ruins, essentially. There are some standing walls. All of the windows are either boarded up or smashed. There's a section in the northwestern corner of the building that is completely broken and in rubble. You can pretty much see up into the second floor in that area. The stairs in front of the building are rickety, rotten. It's very clear that if anybody's been here, they don't stick around very long.
Do I hear anything like, does it sound like anything's in there, in the ruins?
Go ahead and roll perception.
Okay. Rolling. Oh,
You don't hear anything.
okay.
Seems pretty quiet.
You said the second floor is open, right?
Only in the northwestern corner. It's like the wall has completely crumbled and collapsed outwards. So it's still probably a good 15 feet up off of the ground, but you can see clear into like that area.
Should we enter?
I'm trying to decide. I think I want to do something to boost us, and I think I'm gonna. Am I allowed to cast Courageous Anthem?
Yeah.
I think it lasts like 6 seconds.
Only 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay.
It only lasts for a round.
So it's really for combat only.
Yeah, I mean you can cast it outside of combat.
I mean, like for flavor.
I mean, you can continually cast it if you want to, but it's gonna be loud.
I'm gonna say if you choose to continually cast it when and if combat happens, your first round you're going to start with 2 actions instead of 3 because it's something you're constantly doing.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. No, that's okay. I think that no, I will say something before we go in, which is that I will mutter a blessing. I'll say, May our footsteps lead us on the best path for us forward, and may we find peace in the positive and the unknown.
This one hopes the unknown brings us one step closer to our death, and looks forward eagerly to it. And I start walking up.
I'm gonna go second next time, okay? We're gonna you go first, and then I'll go second. Okay. Quiet. And this is all whispered as we like quietly sneak in.
Sure. Are you going through the front doors?
I mean,
There's
no
the
one's
only
told me
doors you-
otherwise. So, game's paused, but no one's told me otherwise.
Sorry.
All right, I'm gonna come up behind him.
Alright, I'm gonna open the door.
You open the door and you see this long hallway. There are doors to your right. There's a door up here that it looks like it opens up ahead of you.
Seven is going to continue walking forward.
I exchange a glance with oh no. David? Yeah. I exchange a glance with David and with Demas. And then we should go in, I suppose.
David would take the rear as a sniper, so.
Mm.
Then back up here.
Should probably give you permissions to Demas.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna fix that during the break. So.
Okay.
Great. So you head in. Seven, from your vantage point, you can see a hole in the ground, as well as out into. This would actually be back towards the town. So out through this giant opening, you can see the hill that True now sits on, and a giant hole in the floor, and stairs that lead up to nowhere, because that part of the wall and floor has collapsed.
I said it's a hole in the ground that leads down.
Yes.
I'm gonna walk to the hole and I just want to peer down. I have dark vision, so I should be able to see.
Could you roll a reflex saving throw, please?
Absolutely. Reflex.
I'm keeping pretty tight on him, so
I'm fine.
Oh, totally fine. So you're heading over to the hole to take a peek down. As soon as you put your weight on this broken, cracked part of the floor, it starts to give way. You notice it just in time, and you leap back as part of the floor that you had been stepping on crumbles and falls into the hole.
Yeah, I just look down. That is not the way this one does. And I look down, see if there's anything down below.
It's dark. You can't even really tell how far down it goes. The light doesn't quite hit the bottom.
I have dark vision.
60 feet, then you would. You see what looks to be like a natural stone chamber area with rubble and stuff at the bottom.
Yeah, I'll mention this to anyone who doesn't have dark vision. This one sees nothing but a chamber down below, made of stone. This one can check it out further, if you wish.
I'm willing to bet that there's probably a safer way to get down there.
This one can simply climb down.
Yeah, but we can't.
This one can ensure you all can climb down as well.
All right, then let's go.
All right.
David up here. Yeah. I walk over to the edge, and I have my shirt, a very loose leather shirt. Are we all going down above the table? Are we all going down? No.
Yeah.
Cool. I will lift up my shirt from my belly, and I'll take one of my fingers, has like this claw on it, and I will cut into my abdomen and just start pulling out my guts. I'll throw one end of my guts onto the edge, and then slowly begin to climb my way down. I'm going to cast Inside Ropes.
Okay.
Excuse me? It's called what now? What?
That's the most 7 spell I've ever seen.
I hate it. What?
Nope. Nope.
Others
Don't like it.
can use your guts to climb like a squishy rope.
Yeah, it's a sticky rope too. So like one end of it is like attaches, almost like those toys you used to have. Hand on it, blip. Yeah,
Oh my god.
I'll start climbing down.
Cool. So 7, you're there. Could you roll perception, please? Actually, could everybody please roll perception?
I would like to not perceive this, please.
Uh,
Okay.
and David is going to roll as well.
Yes.
That should be a 27, actually. I accidentally rolled initiative instead of perception.
Okay. You know what? That's totally fine. And it's a good thing you did. Because as 7 is beginning to descend, you can see some of the rubble under the stairs begin to fall. As a giant spider appears in an effort to ambush 7 before he can get too far down.
I warn him. Like, hey, this one, look at that one. And if we are going into combat, my okay, so my Overwatch field gives everybody +2 on saving on initiative using perception.
Okay. I'm going to use the perceptions that everybody rolled as their initiatives, but I will add +2 to everybody's. So it's going to make me roll it again because I can't update it. Pay no attention to those rolls.
That's 4 dice rolled so far.
Is the Riddler taking over?
As if the question marks are a lot. Like, what's on the bright green dice?
So David has a 21. Esther has an 18.
Mine should only be a 14. I don't know why it says 27.
Because I had to roll in order to update your number.
Oh.
14. Emus gets a 10.
I think I still should be 18, not 14.
18?
Yeah. And Demas doesn't get an initiative score.
Oh, because I can't fight with him yet, right?
You can. Have a Beastmaster. Fight with them.
Oh,
So,
would
just
go
for
after.
the clarification of everyone, with an animal companion, you spend 1 action to command it to do 2 things. So it gets 2 action, but you have to spend an action. You can only spend 1 action a turn. So you can't spend 2 actions and give them 4 actions.
Okay. Is there like a... I can Google it because I know that we'll add it in a little bit later, but is there like maybe a list of... Is it in the book?
It's
a list of...
It's a wolf companion.
Wolf
Animal
acts.
companion. Yeah.
Okay. Jaytham, you get to go
Hey.
first.
I'm going to. Okay. I'm just gonna move here. for my first action. And I'm gonna take out my mace with my second action, and my shield with my third action, and just kind of boom, boom, trying to get its attention.
Okay. Would you be so kind as to roll a reflex saving throw, please?
Okay. Reflex. There we go.
Okay, you're good. Part of that floor begins to collapse, but you're able to spread your body weight out through your stance and not fall through.
I am going to call back and just be like, remember to watch the floors, because God knows I didn't.
It is the spider's turn. Spider is going to try and bite 7. And misses. Roll the 15. So missing 7, he's then going to try and bite Jaytham. And critically miss. And then for his third action, he is going to leap up onto. I say leap. He's not really leaping. He's got spider legs. He just like climbs up the wall, up to the platform up here.
Do I get a attack of opportunity?
You sure do.
Okay. Roll 25. I'm 28.
28 is a critical hit.
Okay.
Get that critical damage.
Okay. Label 1.
Forget to target next time.
Oh. Okay. And critical.
Nice.
Sorry. Okay.
There you go.
Wow, 20 points of damage. I lied. This thing does not make it to the platform. As it turns to leap to climb up the wall, you basically swat it like with a rolled up newspaper, and he dies. He's dead. Turns to mush.
Ugh. Did everybody else hear the tiny squee that they always give spiders in the movies? And I like the yeah.
7. Now that your life is not in danger, although maybe you prefer when your life is in danger.
I don't think 7 would have even noticed. He's just climbing down.
Okay. Along the walls, now that you're down there, you can see spider eggs. Looks like this spider, whatever it was, has a home.
I'll pluck one egg and just sort of like put it in my shirt pocket later.
Okay. Sure. You do that. Make sure you mark it on your sheet.
Yeah.
What's down there? This one?
This one is fine. This one is continuing to climb down. This one does not know what the commotion was up there, but this one hopes you are all fine as well.
Yeah, thanks for your help.
How
This one
long
is
are
glad
your
to be of assistance.
50 feet? Ugh. 50 feet of inside.
50 feet.
So You don't quite make it to the bottom.
It's about 10 feet down, but I can see what's down there.
Roll perception. Ooh, that was almost a natural one. 26. 10 feet below you. You're sort of like hanging there, like one of those special ops repelling people.
Well, not necessarily hanging. It's like attached to my gut, just kind of like up.
So you're hanging limply with your belly up, looking at everything upside down. On the floor, you see under all the rubble, you see what looks like a body that is covered in a white robe. You also hear what sounds like an argument. Does Seven Deaths speak Jotun?
He speaks weird languages, common Assyrian and Vujana.
Okay. So you do not understand what is being said. You hear two distinct voices. One of them is very rough, very gravelly, and the other sounds more humanish. But it's coming from just beyond the chamber below your feet.
And seeing that no one else has climbed down my guts, I will slowly climb back up. Just like slowly, almost like a tape measure, just kind of climbs back in.
like a retractable iron.
Do you have to pull it first to get it started?
Just pull it and come back up. This one hears voices down below. This one did not wish to venture forth because this one did not understand the language.
There has to be a better way to get down there.
Yeah.
I actually think I do have a regular rope as well. Let me check.
So you just did that to gross us
It's
out?
also 50 feet. Yeah. But we've got some more fun. So this one can simply tie this rope around the end of his guts.
I also have some rope, I think. We can just tie both of our ropes together.
All right. I'll hold out like one end of my guts for you to tie it together then.
Fine. Oh, God. Ugh. It takes a lot to make Jaytham Shaw wretch, but congratulations, you did it. I tie him nice and tight with a square knot, and so are you gonna stand up here and we'll rappel down, or do you want me to lower you? How does this work?
I'll rappel down first.
All right, and I'll tie it off up here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you thought about who's gonna untie it up here, or are you just?
This one can simply summon his guts back to himself.
But then we're still trapped down there.
This one can simply tie the guts to the rope that is hanging down.
All right, I'm gonna trust you. I don't know why.
This one will make sure to earn your trust.
Okay, so.
All right, so one by one.
Yeah.
You all begin climbing down the gut ropes.
The rope of 50 feet and like 10 feet of guts.
Esther would have to use one arm to hold Demas.
I don't think I'm going to make him come down here.
Okay, he can stay up.
Can I ask him? I mean, I want to ask him to stay, but I can't.
Sure.
How complicated are probably not very complicated instructions at this point?
It's just like a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can tell him to stay. Whether or not he will, you're not sure. But he seems to trust you.
I'll say, I'll try. I mean, I'll do the same thing that I do with my cat, and I'll talk to him as though he does understand me and just hope for the best. I will say, stay, keep watch.
He goes,
Great. That was assuring.
and then he like sniffs the spider splat on the wall.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Speaking of spider splat, I'm going to move the spider out of the way. I'm going to move Demas back here so I can copy everybody. And we are moving down.
On character, we probably should have explored everything on the top floor first, but in character, I'm a dum-dum.
Are you now? You're also simultaneously calling us dum-dums.
I'm
we-
saying you all follow this weird-ass thing with gut ropes down into a hole.
I'm
That's
sorry.
only-
When somebody pulls their intestines out of their body, that feels like a dramatic thing that I need to pay attention to.
So lesson learned, we're going to have to save 7 deaths from himself throughout this campaign.
All right. I was not expecting you to go this way. The map is going to be a little tight.
Oh no.
So you're not actually that far into the room. You're back a little bit off of the map. But I can't put your tokens there. So that's where your tokens are. The argument is was getting louder as you were coming down. You can hear, does anybody speak Giant Jotun?
Jaytham.
Check.
I don't think so, actually.
I don't. So unless David does.
David does.
David does. Yeah.
Okay, so David's the only one who hears this argument, or you all hear it, but he's the only one who understands it. The big, rough voice, you would assume, belongs to this large green thing with a mane on her neck. The humanoid voice belongs to this half-orc. They are arguing about plans. The half-orc is saying things like, your brother screwed up, didn't kill that guy, and now Screed is scrambling to try and right this before the event happens. And the troll, definitely a troll, takes offense to the aspersions cast on her brother's character and knocks this half-orc out. Almost kills him outright. And you can see that happening from your vantage point within this little
David will quick quietly whisper everything that's being said to everyone so they understand. Should this one go and greet?
No. Well, I mean, maybe the sniper and what are you, a sorcerer? What are you? What's your deal?
Me?
This one
No.
is just this one.
I was just going to say, why don't all 3 of you just kind of stick to the shadows a little bit? I'll go in, draw the attention, you sneak in behind it. And that way we get a bit of an advantage on it.
This one will follow your lead.
All right, so stay here, tuck in. And once very good. And yeah, I'm just gonna step forward.
Okay.
Be like,
Are you trying to do so quietly, or are you just stepping?
no, I'm not.
Okay.
Oh, dusty in these caves, isn't it? Oh,
You see the troll hovering over this half orc. Looks like she's going in for a killing blow. And then you say that, and she goes, turns to look at you. And let's roll initiative. She's
Can the three of us sort of to like hide in the shadows and stealth initiative?
yes, you absolutely may.
Oh.
So from
Seven's still
if
gonna.
you don't know how to do that on your sheet under initiative, there's a drop down menu, and you can select which skill to use. Just make sure you select stealth.
You can
Can
choose to
I
roll either
not
perception or
use
stealth.
stealth as
You
my
can choose.
initiative?
Yeah, you can choose.
Okay, okay.
Seven's definitely gonna roll perception.
I would think David would want stealth because he's got that one shot, one
David
kill.
is going to roll stealth, however.
Look at those rolls. Unbelievable.
What a good thing to waste it on, am I right? Mm.
Did I not roll? Oh, I mean, I did it this way. That's better.
There we go.
And I need to roll my flat check actually. See if things go weird. Things are fine.
Oh yes, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I did.
Excellent. Great. We will begin this encounter with Esther.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I think that what we have light down here, yes?
There is light in this chamber, yes.
Okay. Um and oh, I think then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use one action to move just so that I can, because how do I get them like flat-footed? I just have to be in the same space as that. Like I want them to be flat-footed for Jaytham.
So you'd have to be flanking with them, but you can't really get flanking position the way they're set up
Oh, okay.
at the moment. If
Well,
Jaytham were to move like
okay.
there, you could get here, and that would be fine.
That's what I'll do. So I'll use one action then to move here.
Yeah.
And mm, am I gonna yeah, actually I think maybe I am gonna use two actions to see if I can't charm her,
Okay.
perhaps. So what I do is she seems to like she's going to attack, and I step into the room behind Jaytham immediately, and I'm like my hands are up and I'm like, hi, hey, hello. How are things? Look at this beautiful cave you've made for yourself here. I've never met you before. We're just coming in from out of. I'm trying to distract her right now and see if she can. I want to try to like calm her down to figure out what she's here about, essentially.
Sure. She does not understand what you're saying. You don't speak the
Okay.
same language.
I should probably still cast this, huh? If I'm trying,
Sure.
or narratively, I don't know. All right. Well, I'm not going to use the spell if you don't make me.
You don't have to use that spell. You can just use one of those actions to talk if you like.
Okay, so then I have one action left.
Yep.
Then with my one action left, I would like to. Oh, I'm gonna say. Oh, we're traveling from. I'm a musician, and I give my hurdy-gurdy a little whirl around, and I'm gonna give it a little crank. And play a little music, and I'm going to say, and these are my friends, and I give it a little flourish for a courageous anthem moment.
Okay, great.
Okay, and that's it for me.
Nation on the.
Do I need to? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'll
There you go.
Oh, didn't.
Sorry, I'll drag it on there.
It's pretty though.
It is. It's very spirally.
Yeah. I feel inspired.
Did anybody not get it? I think we're good. Okay. Excellent. With the addition of the music, you see that she looks confused. She still doesn't understand the words that you're using. Okay. Jaytham.
All right. First action, I'm gonna just move here. So I'm flanking.
Yeah.
And second action, I'm gonna smack it with my warhammer.
Okay.
Right. So one, I'm gonna do that twice.
A 20 will hit. Go ahead and hit damage. 7 points of damage.
And I'm gonna do it one more time.
Sure.
And
that is another critical hit.
I
nice.
think I hate to be the one to say this, but did you click the -5 one?
What?
The second attack should be at a -5 penalty.
Oh, sorry, no, I didn't. Okay, so
Okay,
that would actually be a 23.
23. Not a crit, but it is still a hit.
All right.
7 damage. Okay.
Yeah, and those are my actions.
Yep, that was all 3.
Yep.
All right. Next up is David.
All right. As part of rolling initiative, David automatically draws a weapon because he won't stop for initiative.
Yep.
He's gonna just come over here for a bit. He's gonna use one shot, one kill to fire with this Jezreel.
Oh no.
Natural 1.
I think he's going to burn a hero point on this.
Yes. Natural 1s are always a good time to use a hero point.
That still sucked. God damn
Yeah,
it.
that will miss.
Fortunately, he only gets one shot, one kill on the first attack. So let's get all that extra. His third action is just going to be to reload his Jezreel.
Okay.
That'll be it for him.
All right. 7.
Oh wow, I didn't think I was gonna go. 7 is going to cast. That's a touch spell. Touch spell. Yeah, why not? For fun. 7 has a sort of like V-neck on his shirt. It's kind of deep, long V-neck. He begins casting a spell, and you see something press up against the skin from the inside. It looks like a very, very small hand, then a second hand, then almost like an infant child's face just pressing up against skin, almost like a poltergeist when pressing up against TV. And you see this coalescence of like dark void energy gather, blast out towards him. Towards that, he's gonna cast Void Warp. That's a 32 save. It's probably not gonna work, but I wanted to.
He rolled a 26, so that is a success.
Yeah. So I think that is a critical success, so it takes nothing. Its third action is then going to be to cast Lifelink on Jaytham. Actually, you know what? He's not going to do that. I apologize. Doesn't make sense for him to do it right now. His third action is just going to be to cast Guidance on David.
Okay, great.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. Next up is the Flood Troll. You see some of the wounds inflicted by Jaytham stitch up just ever so slightly. Boy, does not like to be surrounded. So it's going to go first attack at Jaytham with a claw.
Actually, hold on. You said he rolled a 26 on the save.
Yes.
Oh, that's not a critical success. 28 would have been a critical success. But he only takes half damage from this board.
Oh, okay.
So it's just 2 damage or whatever.
All right. Oh, he's got to hit twice. All right, so he's going to attack Jaytham. She's going to attack Jaytham. My apologies. All right. Bad news is that's a critical hit. It's a natural 20. That is 16 points of damage to Jaytham.
Sorry, that should be 0. I don't know why my numbers aren't working. There we go.
Instead of manually typing it, what I would do is select your token and click the button in the chat that says damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh, never mind.
It would help. It would help if
he
I
doesn't
didn't
do
have. There you go.
Never mind.
I keep forgetting to change it. Second attack on Jaytham. Is a miss. And then she's going to whirl around and try to bite Esther. She does not like being surrounded like this. And she misses with the bite. The unconscious person stays unconscious. Esther, it is your turn.
I think.
Sorry. My dog is drinking water behind me.
Good. Water's good for you. Everybody drink water. Anyway, while we all drink water, I'm gonna dance away from her essentially when she's biting at me. Like I'm a little light on my feet. I give a little spin move and I'm just playing one of my favorite songs that I like to play at the tavern and kind of like dancing around. I'm going to keep that courageous anthem going. Excellent. With one of my actions. And then what I'm going to do though, after I've done my little spin around, I'm going to like look at her again, still being in the space that I was, still unbitten. And I'm going to purposefully strike a really jangly chord in order to use my last 2 actions to cast Daze.
Ooh, nice.
Also, why was the captions writing me in all caps? That was so much. I'm not trying to yell. I'm so sorry. Okay, so yeah, that's what I did.
Ooh, that is a failure. Rolled a 9. So it's not a critical fail, but it is a fail.
Great. So that's 1d6 damage. Oh, should I target the guy? the person?
No, not for the damage.
I don't need to? Okay. Okay. Ooh,
Good roll.
yes, it was.
6 points of damage. Yeah, you see, probably not used to like the mental attack, so she like puts her claws on her head and shakes her head, trying to clear the weirdness in there.
Mm-hmm. And that's all me.
Great. Jaytham, you're up.
I'm just gonna smack it 3 times.
Okie dokie.
Smack it 3 times. 1.
That is a critical hit.
All right. Okay. And critical. All right. 24.
24 damage. That
Yeah.
got her real good.
All right. And I'm going to hit her one more time. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to hit that. Right. Hit her here. And now I have to do. Sorry, where's the -5 that you were talking about?
So under your actions, you should see strike +11, and then on +6 map -5.
Okay. Yeah, I only see strike +11. I don't see one that's -5.
It's
But
the blue button right to the right of that.
+6.
The
Do you see
plus
one that
6.
says +6?
+6.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
Nice.
That is a hit. Just a regular hit on that one. 21. Decent
Nice.
damage.
And then for my last action, I'm just going to proactively put my shield up and kind of like wait for her to attack me again, because I'm sure she will.
Okay. She is very, very badly hurt. Next up is David.
David has his gun reloaded. You know, he's got a whole bunch of bullets on him. So he's just going to fire. It's a hit for...
Does hit.
5 points of damage only.
Well, 5 points of damage is enough to bring the troll down.
I imagine that Jaytham would have fought trolls in the past, like
Possibly.
in his travels. Can I what do I know? Because I saw it regenerate.
Yep.
What do I know about trolls? Like, as far as like, do we need to set it on fire or something?
So you'd want to roll recall knowledge. That would be nature, I believe, for
Society for Giants.
Okay.
Society for Giants.
Society.
Hey, humanoids. They're technically humanoids.
Okay, so I'm not. Okay.
I could also roll bardic lore.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But we're out of combat now, so you can.
Oh, we can do it anyway.
All right. I got an 11, so I probably don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, do I just roll recall knowledge and I have bardic lore?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what happens? Okay.
I believe so.
Why don't I see it in my skills? Because like I went to my feats, right? There's nothing to click.
Ooh,
And if I click recall knowledge, do I have to roll anything?
No, I can do it from the from the basic action macro.
Okay.
So for society,
Oh, should I roll society?
yeah, you can if you'd like to.
But that says untrained on my list of core skills.
Yeah,
Is that going to be a problem because I'm trained? Oh, I can change it.
I'm not going to worry about that right now. You can
Okay.
just roll society.
I figured out how to make myself trained in it for a moment. I can change it.
It's
18, great.
So,
22.
on your sheet on the skills tab, you should
Yes.
see bardic lore under your laws.
Oh my God. You are right. Yeah. Thanks. Thank you
That's
for
what
that.
it's for. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same as what I just rolled, so it should be the same result, but I will fix my sheet to be what it actually is. Okay.
Yeah, that is enough. Stop the regeneration with acid or fire damage.
You look around and you're like, should we set it on fire? Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we should set it on fire right now.
okay. I have a torch, and
Mhm.
so I'll use that to set it on fire.
Okay. You do that. You can see the wounds had begun to stitch up, but you light her on fire. She was taken enough below 0 that her regen would not have brought her back up anyway in that turn. So she turns to ash, I suppose.
That smelled terrible. We should have taken her outside.
Yeah,
You told me to set you. I said, should I set it on fire? You said yes, so I did it.
I was in hindsight not thinking. I mean, I didn't know how quickly she would regenerate. Also, oh my God. What? What's this? What's happening for this half orc over here? He's unconscious? Question mark.
Oh yeah. He's very close to dying.
Can I go and try to treat, like, I want to use my medicine skill
Yeah,
to
absolutely.
treat
You
his
can treat
wounds?
wounds. Sure.
While she's doing that, I'm definitely going to try and shoot wounds on Jaytham.
Yeah.
Okay, now is treat wounds another thing other than that, or do I just roll medicine?
Just be in the basic action macros. Just make sure to target.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I'll take out my little satchel of very, very rusted, like, embalming tools and just begin to stitch Jaytham together. I'm going to use risky surgery. $16 points of healing.
Nice. That puts me back up at full health.
I'm so sorry. I apparently cannot read my sheet today. I don't see treat wounds as an action on my
Do you
basic
see
action.
on the bottom of your screen, you should have like a little macro bar. See one that looks like a little button, like a little diamond.
Oh, there it is. Thank you. Thank you. There you are. Okay. I have to turn. Oh, that's right. You said that. You literally said that. Okay. And then oof.
Unfortunately, these wounds are pretty bad. You're not quite able to stitch them up.
Perhaps this one should take care of it. I'll quickly cast Stabilize just so he doesn't bleed out.
Right.
And just whatever weeds are around his body just begin to burst and bloom and grow. Just stabilize him, and then I will treat his wounds for another 10 minutes.
Is that it's my thing says that he's immune to treat wounds for an hour?
To yours.
To mine. Okay.
I'm not doing a surgery on this.
you're gonna roll a 3 too.
Right. This gentleman gets 11 points of healing. Now that you're closer and he's not in any danger of actually dying, Esther and David both recognize this person as being a true now citizen.
Would I know his name?
That I don't know. Roll society. Maybe you've seen him in the bar.
Maybe I have. Am I allowed to roll bardic lore for that?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Since that's where I do my barding, is at the
Sure.
bar.
Oh. I'll allow it.
Ooh.
Okay. So you remember very faintly. You brought this gentleman a beer one time, and he introduced himself as Doc Tani.
And I look him in his face as I'm like wiping his blood off my hands and watching what Seven is doing to heal him. I say, Doc Tani, what are you doing out here?
He would not be unconscious anymore. Let me remove that. He looks surprised to see all of you down here. This is embarrassing. I stumbled into this place and found that troll. And foolishly, I thought that I could handle it, but turns out I not very good. Not as young as I once was.
David is just gonna say in Jotun, really?
You see his green face pale just a little bit. And he goes, you heard that, huh? I don't suppose you'd say you never saw me?
I look at Esther and I go, good, cop, bad cop. good cop, bad cop. Good. All right, you, listen here. You start biting off fingers if you don't tell us the truth.
He's
What are you
really
doing down
serious.
And I want the real answer this time.
You see this look across his face.
Did you wash your feet recently?
I decline to answer.
Oh no. See, if they're dirty, he's going to eat those first.
Mm.
He looks to you, Jaytham, and he goes, come on, man. You know what it's like for us.
Yeah, I do. I do know what it's like for us. But the difference between you and me is I found a way to survive while being legit and not killing people.
I haven't killed anyone.
Didn't you sick this one's, what is it, brother? Onto our friend? May he rest in peace.
No, that would be Screed.
Who's Screed?
He's the guy who calls all the shots. He's the one who killed Roderick. He's the one who is orchestrating everything.
Where is he?
He's somewhere in town. I don't know where. He comes here. I facilitate the meetings between that, and he points to the pile of troll ashes, and her brother.
Facilitate another meeting.
Kind of hard to do when you killed one, isn't it?
Well, they don't need to know that, do they? Get the other one to come here. Sorry.
Go ahead, finish your.
That's all. I was just saying, get the other one to come here. Lure them here by saying,
can't do that. She is the one. Whatever one I meet brings the meeting back to the other one. Without sending her back, there's no way to get the message to the other one.
This one has a question and hopes that you will be able to answer.
Okay, I'm not sure I want to.
You mentioned orchestrating things. What is being orchestrated?
Look. I can't tell you that.
This one recommends you tell us, or that one will bite off your toes, and this one will simply flay the skin from your bones.
I'm getting kind of impatient, and I like grab it onto his ankle and actually like start pulling on his.
Oh, whoa. Okay. All right. Hold on. All right. No need to do that. Look. Screed's pretty good about keeping things compartmentalized, but I overheard some things. There's going to be an attack on the town. I don't know when. Screed is behind everything. I get the sense that he's getting orders from somewhere else. I don't know where that is. But he's in charge here. He's the one orchestrating everything, as I said.
Have you ever actually met him?
Yes.
What's he look like?
He's a half orc, long blonde hair,
Mm,
marks all over his face.
right. That tracks. And where did you meet him?
First met him here, but he didn't look the same. It's hard. He's got some sort of magic that changes his appearance. He can look like a human if he chooses to. That's how I first met him.
So when you say here, you met him in the plague house?
No, in True Now.
You met him in True Now.
Yes.
And let me guess, did he just approach you on the street?
It was in a bar, actually.
Okay, no. All right.
I was drinking my sorrows away, as I'm prone to do. She knows. He approached me. Everything he was saying just made so much sense.
At the killing ground?
I wasn't at the killing ground when I met him, but I've been drinking at the killing ground. That's how I recognize you. I assume it's how you knew my name.
It is.
He spun me this tale of a world where half orcs were not ostracized and demeaned, attacked on the streets for no reason. Everything he said just made perfect sense. I felt it was my obligation, my duty as a half orc to help him see that world become reality.
When is this attack taking place?
I don't know. And even if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
That's not confidence inspiring, Daktani. Why wouldn't you tell us?
You ever have a cause that you're willing to die for?
Attacking True Now is not a way to create peace and understanding for half-orcs.
It will be.
It will not be. That doesn't make any sense. Do you hear yourself? What is your plan, to wipe everybody out?
The plan, I don't know what the grand plans are. Screen never told me, but plan is for half-orcs to govern themselves now. If that means getting rid of the humans, so be it.
You'll be confirming what they believe to be true about you to begin with. How do you cannot exist you just exist in peace with just yourselves. But
Orc society is rougher than human society, sure. But you know what you're getting. We've tried your way. I think it's time that we try our way now.
can I be done being the good cop now, please? Am I-
She's crazy. She's crazy. I hold her back.
Look, do whatever you're gonna do to me. I've told you everything I know. I'm not gonna
Oh,
say.
I'm not. We're not going to kill you. You're coming with us. I'm taking you to the town square, and we're going to tell everyone what you've done. And I'm gonna drag him. I'm gonna pick him up by the scruff. I don't. What?
I hate to be that guy, but won't that cause a citywide panic?
It will cause the city to move into preparation. What you may or may not know, since you are not a True Now native, is that we're prepared for this at all times. Every single citizen of True Now is prepared to stand up and fight when there is an attack happening. And any amount of advance warning that we can give them is for the better. And if they are within our walls, then we will begin figuring out who they are and what they're doing. Everybody deserves to be able to arm themselves and defend themselves. And he deserves to be known for the traitor that he is. Despite drinking among our people for months now, drowning your sorrows in cups, letting us listen to your sobs, show you empathy and care, make sure you get home safely at night, treat you like one of our own. You plot behind our back. You are ready to die for a cause that you don't even know all of the details of. And that's on you, my friend. And I push him towards the door.
See what I mean? She's crazy.
Okay.
May this
Could you
one recommend
roll?
binding his hands for now?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Sorry. I kind of thought that we had already done that, but no, we thought we were a friend. Oh.
Could everyone roll perception, please, as well? Natural 20 from Esther. Look at that effect. That's pretty cool.
The effect was excellent.
That's
Esther, as you're pushing him towards the door, we'll say that you've bound his hands, etc. He's not going to fight you. He's done talking. He's said everything he wants to say. You hear what sounds like banging coming from over in that direction, to the west of you, like a neighboring room. It's kind of faint, but there's repetitive banging.
I'm gonna shove him up against the wall and say, who else is here?
Probably that stupid kid.
I will
You're a
walk over.
stupid kid. Sorry, and then Seven Deaths is gonna go over there.
As soon as you heard the banging.
Yeah. So the door is not locked. You go ahead and open that one. You see another door to your right, and the banging is getting louder. So it's definitely in that room.
Wait. Hold
Something
on.
very large to the south, but I'm more concerned with the banging. Looks like a child. This one has found a child.
A child?
Yeah. So you see
Large.
this human. He's like a teenager, maybe 13, 14, tied up in chains to this large metal stove. And he was like banging. He heard the commotion and was banging, trying to get your attention. Looks like he's been here for a little bit. You may or may not remember, because this was a long time ago. In our first session, as you were milling about at Ruby's birthday party,
Oh,
you heard some rumors floating around. One of them was that this kid had gone to a nearby settlement to visit with family and never made it. And they assumed that he had either gotten lost or was killed or something. They assumed he was dead.
This one greets you.
This child fits that description.
This one greets you, young one.
What's wrong with your face?
This one's face is his face. Fear not, this one and his friends will rescue you.
Okay. Anything's better than those people. Can you get me
Soon right
out of here?
behind me is another half-orc, so...
Yeah. Oh God, they're back!
No, I'm a friendly for now. But watch yourself or I'll start biting off fingers and toes.
Oh God, that's what they said they'd do. Help!
I'm just joking. Don't even take it. You chain somebody to a stove for a few days and they lose their sense of humor.
Can I call out to Esther and David who are in the other room? Is there a key on your former friend's body?
I'm gonna pin him against the wall and nod at David to search his pockets.
Yeah.
David will go.
You do find a key ring. There are 3 keys on it.
Can I punch him in the mouth?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you want me
you've
to
got
roll?
him pinned. You don't even need to roll. Just roll a d4 for damage.
David will see if there's anything else loose in his pockets too while he's rifling through.
All right. Yeah. You see blood now dripping from the corner of his mouth, and he takes it kind of stoically.
I don't even say anything to him. That's all I needed to say.
And he bring the keys over to Jaytham, but Jaytham to unlock it.
Sure. So you bring the key ring over. There. I'm assuming you would also want to disarm Daktani.
Oh.
He's got a short sword, a javelin, an axe, and a breastplate.
Yeah, even take the armor off of him, honestly. Just the tunic and whatever the fuck. Sorry,
Sure.
pardon my language.
I feel like as you approach Jaytham and hand him the keys, you notice that he's like slack-jawed, looking at Esther having just punched this guy. He's kind of like, nothing, and goes in and unlocks the keys. But he's impressed. Didn't see
You don't threaten my town.
While Jaytham is unlocking the keys, Seven's going to head to the south because he saw something out of the corner of his eye and was curious as to what it was.
Sure. Where is my book? There it is. Okay, so on the floor, you see the holy symbol of Yomade. You've seen this a number of times within the last several days. You recognize this large holy symbol that has been like enameled into the floor.
Okay. Alright.
Well, I don't see this, but can I ask a question? If it was enameled into the floor, would that be from when it was active as a plague house?
Probably from when this was a church before it was the plague house. Yeah, so you know that the plague house used to be the Church of Iomade, and it was outside.
Oh, yeah.
It burned down mysteriously one year. They tried to rebuild it, and they had a plague. They used the church to house all the plague victims because it was outside of the town, trying to keep the plague at bay. That mysteriously burned down, killed everybody inside of it, and they never rebuilt it. So this is probably just a remnant of the first iteration of that building.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask the kid, is there anybody else around here? Are you the only prisoner they took?
I was going to visit some family, and I happened to be passing by the plague house, and I saw the troll, and I got scared and tried to hide, and then they found me, and they said they couldn't let me go because I had seen them and would tell people, and they were going to kill me, I think, but then they said that they might hold me for ransom.
Mm.
My father's on the council.
Oh, is that so? All right. Well, let's get these chains off of you.
I'm glad you're one of the good ones.
I mean, let's just say I'm not one of the bad ones. I wouldn't exactly say good, but
Seven would just call out, he is one of the medium ones.
I'm a morally gray. Let's put it that way. Why don't you stick to the shadows, and we'll try and take a look around, see if anybody else is in here.
Sure. In this corner of that room, 7, you see a ladder that heads up through what looks to be a trap door in the ceiling, which would be the floor of the ruined plague house above you. There's also a chest here in the corner. This hallway leads to what looks to be a dead end. It looks like you can go either left or right. I think it's a junction in the hallway.
See, there's a door to my left as well.
There is. That one is locked.
The one on the left is locked.
Yes.
I'll look to Jaytham. Key. And I'll just call out down to Esther so she knows what she's doing. She and David know what we're doing.
Okay.
What I would be doing also by this time, can I be doing I want to check on the boy to make sure that he's okay, and if I need to treat any wounds or anything like that.
I'll drag him over to you. I would assume that once you unlocked him, you would have brought him to safety.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't appear hurt. He's definitely malnourished.
I'll give him one of my pastries.
Oh, great. He eagerly eats it.
And I'll split the second one with him.
Sure. If you think back to the rumor, he's been missing for almost 2 weeks. So he's probably been down here at least that long.
Are you just giving that kid cakes?
Listen, for
You're
now.
gonna make him sick.
We need to get his blood sugar up.
I mean, I come in and that's why I brought this stuff. Pastries. And I give him like, here, eat this, it's more substantial. And I'll give him a piece of fruit and jerky that I took from the inn.
Sure.
I'll take the remaining half of the second pastry. I'll take it from him and I'll eat that. I'm stressed. I eat when I'm stressed.
Yeah, I mean, he's like double fisting the food. He can't eat it fast enough.
7 is far more concerned with other things at the moment, so he's going to continue exploring.
Sure.
He's just very, very worried about this attack on the town, and he's trying to find any other information he can get. So he's going for the chest, see if there's any documents or anything in there.
Okay. This area you walked by is a wooden and iron portcullis that drops from the ceiling to the floor. Looks like it was hastily built. Not original to the basement. Looks like it was added on recently. It does not appear to have a locking mechanism. It's just very heavy to lift.
I'm not going to deal with that now. I'm going to check the chest. Looking for documents, battle plans, war orders.
The chest is also locked.
I look to Jaytham. He's the one with the keys right now.
Yep.
I'll use the keys.
Okay. So the 3 keys that were on there, one of them opened the manacles that was on Offdan. The kid's name's Offdan, by the way. You would know that from the rumor that you heard. The second key looks like it would open this door. The third key opens the chest.
Okay.
You open up the chest. You don't find any documents in here, but you do find what appears to be noble's clothing, and like a signet ring from one of the houses of Trunau.
Hey, Esther, do you recognize this? And I show her like the signet ring.
I like come in from the other room. I'm gonna have to move, I think.
I think for now, because Chris is not here, David will just stay in this room, keep his gun trained on this half-orc.
Sure.
I look at him and I leave and I say, "You're the bad cop now, okay?"
I'm always the bad cop. Yeah.
Tips his cowboy hat.
Okay. What? So I would come down. Do I recognize?
Yeah. So it looks like one of the signets from a member of the council.
Do they have individual ones based off of who they are, or is it just kind of like I'm a council member, I have one of these signets?
It's one of the noble families of Trunau, so they sort of like similar to Game of Thrones. The big families have their symbols. This one you recognize as belonging to the Plums.
The Plums?
The Plums.
Okay.
Kesson Plum is one of the members of the council.
Kesson Plum in the troll's den with the signet ring or the Aeomidized sword.
Yes.
Okay, cool. I would say that it's what do I know about the Plums that I can share?
I did something bad, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes, you did.
He's like, no, where are you going?
To answer Esther's question first, Kesson is just one of the council members. I believe he's a merchant. I believe he's a merchant. He has reported thefts, not only among his house but also some of the other council members. They assumed it was probably some of the hired help around the house just taking things, but those investigations never really went anywhere. Looks like you found your thief. Seven.
Just looking for documents wandering around.
Yes.
Dumb.
Seeing him get so far away, I'm gonna follow after him and be like, do I have to put a bell on you or something?
Well, he doesn't make it very far down the hallway. Could you please roll a reflex saving throw?
Absolutely.
Great. That is a success. So even though you're pre-concerned with this attack on the town, you're trying to find more evidence. As you step into this hallway, you feel the floor sort of bounce under your foot, which is a new sensation, which triggers the previously hidden bear traps that are all interlinked. You see a chain reaction go down the hallway and then go up and over. So you set off like a whole chain of bear traps just snapping, sort of like mouse traps, but larger, all the way up the hallway. Looks like it would have hurt if it had hit your leg.
This one has disarmed the trap. It is safe to continue. I'll just continue walking down.
Sure.
Stop that. I'm literally like grabbing him by the neck. Like, we're all on the same page here, all right? We're all on the same team.
That is correct.
Given your sense of direction, you would assume that if you were to turn left and go up the hallway, that's back to the room where you fought the troll. To the right, you have not been, however.
This one is just searching for documents, Jaytham. This one will be back as soon as he finds them. She's
Nope,
gonna check and make sure.
You enter this little room. You see a staircase that leads up. There's also a statue here of Iomade holding a longsword.
Like an actual longsword or...
Yep, it's an actual longsword. It's not part of the statue. It's an actual sword.
Like, I know this is metagamey, but if you find a statue with a longsword, it's like, I fucking want it. It's either magical or it's a trap.
50-50.
Southern's a
Probably
dum-dum. Who's gonna grab the longsword?
I slap his hand. Let's just humor me for a second. Let's just take a breath and take a look at it. All right, I'm gonna check and see if there's anything suspicious about it.
Sure.
I'll let him stop me. You could stop me. Go.
Roll perception. Okay. Statue does not appear to be trapped.
All right, proceed.
Pull the longsword.
Pull the
See if it
longsword
comes
out. This is just a very nice longsword. It's covered in dust and cobwebs. It's definitely emanating what seems to be some magic.
This one has found a magic blade. If you give this one a few minutes, he would try and identify it.
All right, you do that.
But first, documents. I'll just hand the blade over to Jaytham.
There's another room down here that we haven't checked yet, and I got the key for it. You want to take a look at that first?
Yeah, there is a door ahead of you. 7 to your right, you see that portcullis again, and you can see through into the chamber where Esther was and the Iomade symbol on the floor.
And I gave the blade to Jaytham for now. It's
Okay.
not on his swords. I know Esther does though, so she might want to take care of that blade. But I will open up this door if it's locked or not.
It is locked. Jaytham has the key though. He has the key ring.
Then I'm gonna wait for Jaytham.
All right, I will open it.
Okay. You unlock it, it clicks, and you open the door.
Okay.
Oops. You enter this room. There is a statue to the north of you. When you come in here, can you roll perception, please?
Okay.
Okay. Thank goodness for Jaytham. You walk into the room. The floor feels sticky under your boots. And you look up to the north and you see this ooze slowly moving across the floor.
Uh-oh,
It
somebody
now-
threw up.
It now registers in your head that that's why these doors were locked. They just trapped this ooze in here and just didn't bother with it. And it's just like moving around very slowly.
Maybe we should strategically exit.
Does it look
I'm
like
gonna
there's...
go. I'm gonna go.
Does it look like there's any papers, desks, or cabinets in here?
No, there does not.
Then I don't care.
All right, I'm gonna
Carefully
shut the door and lock it.
Okay. You hear a thump,
What was in there?
and then it just keeps going.
Shut this door.
Somebody sneezed all over the floor and it started moving towards me. I don't need to deal with that.
Oh my.
Perhaps the plans then are on the top floor.
Yeah,
All right.
so that was the last room in the basement. You can go back the way you came, or you can. There's a staircase right here that heads back up.
I think before we do though, I would like to see if I can identify that sword. It'll take another 10 minutes or so.
Sure.
Actually, no, the call knowledge, I think it's less. Do call knowledge. I not have. We'll do religion. Well,
Natural 20. This is a +1 longsword. It appears to have been used in ceremonial. It's sort of gilded on the handle and the crossguard. Probably was a ceremonial blade way back when. Probably when the place burned down, it just forgot about it, and it's been down here ever since.
simply a wound on this blade. And I point out the wound that's etched onto it. Makes it slightly more accurate. This one has no use for such weapons.
Is it sharp enough to wield now?
Yeah. But probably just needs a good polish. It's been down here for decades, but it still looks usable.
Huh. I mean, I don't have any reason not to take it. I don't feel particularly connected to my current sword.
Okay.
So should I just edit the sword that I have right now, or?
I'll do that for you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I said that like I knew how to do it. I would have figured it out.
I can show you guys how to edit these things later.
Okay.
Like, it's pretty simple. There you go. You have the +1 longsword on your sheet. All right. So 10 minutes has gone by. Othdane's eaten all the food you've given him. Daktani is just in silence, still tied up. Hasn't said a word since he's been up there.
We're gonna check the upstairs though, right, before we leave.
Or we leave what?
The second floor.
Upstairs, yes. Is it a safe assumption to say this door to the west of this room leads into the ooze room?
Yes. I don't see why you wouldn't make that assumption.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wanted to be clear for...
Yeah.
I kind of just want to give this room a good once over. Especially with the emblem and everything, to see if there's anything here that I didn't catch.
Okay.
Which room? Where are you now?
Where I am right now. That is a 25 on my perception.
Okay. He went back into the room with the symbol on the floor. Other than the chest with the noble's clothing and the ring, you don't find anything else of value in here. There is that trapdoor with the ladder here, the trapdoor up at the top. Probably a trapdoor in the floor above you.
So, that's fine. We don't have to use the guts. Climb up.
Right. And then there's also that staircase down here to go back up as well.
Should we climb the staircase or the ladder? Or would you prefer to traverse by rope and guts?
I'm okay on the rope when we have other
Yeah, you keep your guts. Keep your guts within you.
I think that's a smart idea. As often as possible, really.
Yeah.
This one is happy to do so, but know that if you ever need it, they are available for your use.
I will keep that in mind.
I would love to see a Keep Your Guts bumper sticker.
Keep your guts for now. Okay, we're right here by the ladder. I suppose we might as well just climb. Plus we can see the ladder. Although there could be anything on top of the door, I suppose.
Yeah, I think we'll just leave David over there to deal with. What's his face?
Oh, leave him over here just to guard him.
Yeah.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
You can do that.
Yeah, just going to search the upstairs just so Just being 3 of us.
Okay. I guess I should stay down here too, Dan says, and he runs back. Okay. So you climb the stairs. Not the stairs, the ladder. Ladders are stairs too. Ooh, that pasted you all over the place. Okay. Who is the first up the ladder?
Probably 7. Unless Jaytham forces him to go second.
No, I just don't want you to like wander off on your own. I'm okay with you taking the lead.
Okay. I will take the lead then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's put the healer in front. That never goes wrong.
Great. So as the first one in the room, 7, could you please roll a perception check?
You're doing really well on those. And
Ah!
she continues.
Why did you have to say that out loud, though?
I like to taunt fate.
Taunt it, you did. So you see that the trapdoor comes up just at the foot of one of these beds in this room. Beds are lined up in 2 rows. As soon as you come up above the floor level, you see the floor begin to let bubble and wave like water. And it looks like it's boiling, but not water. It's thick, very thick liquid.
Do
You
I want
also
to ask
see
what
that
color?
it is red.
Red.
You also see it on the wall. So, like, looks like blood is oozing down the wall. And you hear a blood-curdling scream from behind you. And on all of the beds, you see these figures just, like, sit up, bolt upright, and start screaming.
This one has found others.
What's going on up there?
7, you take 4 points of psychic damage.
No saves. 11 points or 4 points?
4.
4 points.
Yeah. And you are frightened. Frightened 1.
7, seeing all of that happen, is immediately going to begin climbing back down. This one does not recommend going up that way. This one has had nightmares about that very thing. Blood on the walls, blood on the floor, blood boiling, bodies in the beds, bodies sitting up, bodies screaming. This one recommends a different path.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, let's try the stairs then.
You've dreamt it before.
Can I make a religion check? Because
Sure.
I, Richard, feel like I know what this is, the haunt, but I think
You can
7
do-
might just because of who he is, so
You can do religion, or occultism, or diplomacy.
be religion.
Huh?
Nightmares. That's all it is. Nightmares. This one does not recommend. This one has nightmares that are not necessarily the most fun to experience.
But everybody has nightmares that aren't fun to experience. That's what makes them nightmares.
Was just asking myself if I had ever enjoyed a nightmare.
This one has enjoyed nightmares before.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
I'm not surprised to hear you say that, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one
Let's
This one
Let's
often
do-
reads books of scary nature, and this one enjoys the feeling of dread and fear it elicits. But this one did not enjoy.
You'll be happy to know, Seven, that once you come down the ladder and the door shuts, the screaming stops. Your frightened goes away.
This one recommends the stairs, or the ropes and the gates.
Let's do the stairs.
We got one other option before we land at our last ditch.
This one
And
simply wishes to present all of the options so that you may make an educated choice.
appreciate you.
So you leave the ladder, you go down that little hallway, go to the right, come back up the stairs, and you find yourselves in this stairwell down here,
All right.
heading up the stairs.
I'm going to take the lead now.
Okay.
It. Open this door.
You open that door.
The dog's still out here. He's okay.
You see
good.
Demas sitting there, wagging his tail. Getting your first good look at this room from this angle, up on the side here. So the wall is crumbled, but you can see the rock. There's a giant rock boulder, I guess, bigger than a boulder. It's huge, a huge rock. Is part of the wall. Is the wall now? And on that rock, painted in the same paint that all of those symbols around town, the swords pointed down around town, is the word screed.
They are targets.
What?
They painted these blades on the buildings they want to target. They have some sort of importance. This one is clever.
Remind me where else they've been seen. Do we know anywhere?
There's one on the killing ground.
There's one on the killing ground.
There's one on the church, one on the killing ground, one on the bridge. There's one in the guardhouse, isn't there?
Yeah, on the side of the longhouse.
Yeah.
There's also one on the side of the hill over by the Hope Spring. You haven't been over there in character yet, but it was there. Painted right on the side of the hill.
But why is his name written on this one? And there wasn't any names written on any of the other ones.
Well, they can't just. Well, I guess nobody knows Screed, so. That's a good question.
Oh, wait, it's just his name. It's not the symbol and his name. Okay.
Correct. It's just his name.
Okay.
Below that, on top of this broken bookshelf, you see a hope knife.
I bet I know whose that is.
You pick it up, and it says, "For Roderick, my love," etched into it. Looks like the original hope knife that Roderick had lost.
Esther curses under her breath.
There are but 2 doors left.
Okay.
Doors up here. Oops, I didn't mean to open it. Doors right here. And then there's this door here that you didn't check out when you came in.
3 doors and 4 doors we haven't opened. Thing is,
I'm going to go clockwise.
Yeah.
Right. Do I hear anything on the other side of the door?
Roll perception.
Okay.
you've been killing these perception rolls all day.
I know. Well, I mean, it's the antithesis of the other campaign that I'm doing where I am very unperceptive.
You hear what sounds like lots of little feet skittering on the walls.
This one just
sounds
like
like we got.
Go.
Sounds like we got another bug infestation in here.
Hmm.
But at least this time we're prepared for it. Maybe we should just open it and let it come out and ambush it.
Perhaps we should check the other door first.
All right, fine. All right, I'm gonna do the same here. See if I can hear anything over here.
Okay, go ahead and roll perception. Natural 20. Great.
You
And
picked the perfect archetype.
I guess I did.
You don't hear anything on this door. In fact, you give it like a tug trying to open it, and it is jammed shut. Your guess is that rubble from the broken part of the floor to your left fell, and this door is like wedged shut.
Mm. Can I try and like break it down?
Sure. Go ahead and roll strength.
All right, just straight up strength.
It's a wooden door, so you could also just attack it with your.
Oh, I'll do that. I'm just gonna smack it with my hammer.
I'm not gonna make you roll for that. You're hitting a stationary target.
Okay.
Couple of swings. The door, it's obviously old. There's burn marks and char marks from when it had burned down before. The door falls apart. You can see a little bit of daylight coming in through the rubble, and your assumptions are correct. The rubble from the building had fallen and wedged that door shut. It's just a door that leads back outside.
Okay. Where'd you say the third door was that we haven't looked at?
Yep.
There's doors here.
Yeah, but that leads into the nightmare room.
7 knows that. I don't know that you know that.
Oh.
And do we know that? I mean, yeah.
I just want someone to fail that check again. That's fun.
I mean, I'm curious.
Yeah, I'm gonna approach it since you're right. He didn't say, all right, I'm just gonna open this one.
So you open
Seven
that
takes a
door.
step back.
You see this room lined with beds. The room doesn't look anything like 7 described it.
I'm gonna take a step inside.
Okay.
And look around, see if I notice anything else.
Let's see if your streak of perception checks continues.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is when it's gonna run out.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
As soon as your foot touches that floor coming through the door, the floor begins to bubble and roil with blood. Blood starts pouring down the walls like waterfalls, and all of the figures on the bed sit bolt upright and start screaming at the top of their lungs. You're going to take 5 points of psychic damage, and you are frightened 1.
All right. Yeah, he was right. Don't go in there. I'm closing the door.
Shut
Now
the
that
door on
you've
yourself.
now that you've seen it, I'll move you out of there. If you would like to try and identify this, you can roll occultism or religion.
God damn it. All right, wait. 32 minus 5 is 7. Okay. Yeah, let's see what I got here. You said sorry, what were the skills again? Occultism?
Religion or occultism.
Okay. I'm not trained in either of those.
Oh, well, then you can roll.
Wait. Okay. Yeah.
I think you do have to be trained in those two to roll them.
All right.
You could do diplomacy untrained, if I'm reading this correctly.
I
Okay,
think
I'll
if
do it.
I know what that is, you have to identify it first before you can use that.
Okay. Okay, never
To,
mind then.
yeah.
Yeah, I do explain what I saw to everybody else.
If you explain it in detail, and from Seven's description, Esther can roll occultism or religion or bardic lore. Bardic
I'll
lore would
roll occultism. Well,
Or Bardic Lore,
actually,
yeah.
I'm gonna roll bardic lore because that feels right. I'm hearing an oral like recounting of
Mhm.
what's happening. What do I? Oh,
12. You don't know?
no idea. Wow.
Right. It sounds like a room you don't want to go in.
Yeah. Okay.
This one does not tell us. This
Jaytham,
one
for like a
cannot
moment,
tell
thought that
us.
you did tell a lie because he opened the door, didn't see anything, and he stepped in, and his head imploded. Jaytham, now that you have shut the door and you're out, you're no longer frightened.
Okay. Yeah, I was going to say I'm not sure how to add frightened. So, all right. Well, what just happened makes me really want to stomp on a bug. So,
I'll very, very protectively cover the spider egg that I've gathered.
Your internal instincts are kicking in, Seven.
all right, you two get ready. I'm going to open the door.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
All right, you open the door. On the walls, you see what must be thousands of tiny spiders just crawling all over the place, all over the wall, all over the floor. Looks like that hole wasn't the only place where that spider had laid some eggs.
Mm.
They don't attack you. They're too small. There's just thousands of spiders. Just like peeking in, you can see that there is a staircase around the corner here. You're seeing the bottom of the staircase beside you. It goes up, and there's a platform up there. From your vantage point, you can't see the statue that's there, but you would have seen the statue from outside. It's tall enough that you would have seen the top of the statue from the ground outside.
Right. I said, well, good news and bad news. Bad news is full of spiders. Should have seen that coming. And good news is we got a staircase that we can explore if we want to.
This one loves spiders. I'll kind of move my way.
Have at it.
Okay.
Step to the side. Knock yourself out.
You move in. You can see the spiders. They're just doing their thing, milling about.
Yeah,
They
I'll
kinda
make sure
get-
not to step on any. And if one wants to, I'll just let him crawl up into my ear or whatever it wants to.
Sure. Got a couple of crawling around your horns.
So that's fine.
You climb up the staircase and you see a statue there. What is the statue? This is another statue of Iomade. This one is not holding a longsword. Given the decorations around here, this looks like it was probably a private shrine to the proprietors of when this was a church. There's lots of Iomade iconography on the walls. Well, actually, no, I guess there wouldn't be. Passage of time, that stuff would be gone. It's just this. There's like a rug that has faded almost to dust, and this statue of Iomade.
I'm assuming no paper or anything.
No, you can actually see that out here. It's open to the air. So if there were any papers here, they're long gone
Gone.
through the elements and stuff.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and walk back out, covered in spiders.
Sure.
This
Jaytham,
one
how you
has made
feeling in there
friends.
covered in spiders?
Mm. Nothing will surprise me. Well, if that's all
That appears to be it.
that's it, right? I have a feeling that maybe somebody back in town will know what's up with this room.
Probably.
Yeah,
You've got a temple that you could use as information.
yeah, that was my plan.
Okay. So you have the Hope Knife, you have the name Screed, you have Doctani's promise of some sort of invasion happening, and you take that back to town. So that whole thing really only took a few hours, including travel time. So you head back into town through the gates. Where do you go first?
I would go to the temple first.
I would go to the guardhouse first, the longhouse.
You
Solo
have
inside.
Doctani in tow.
Yeah.
David's still got his gun pointed up
Yeah.
against him, poking him, making him walk.
Yeah.
So I guess David will go with 7 with Doctani.
We're not taking Doctani to the guardhouse right away. We need to take him to the town square.
Okay.
Listen, we need to do, or wherever we need to take to is the guardhouse the longhouse? Am I misunderstanding?
Yeah, it's the
Oh.
same. So the guard, well, the longhouse is the guardhouse up here. So you have 2 options. If you want to make a public spectacle, you have 2 options. You can do it down here at this crossroads, or you can bring him up here by the amphitheater. So there's the amphitheater itself. People probably aren't in there, but there's a space here where you can do it.
This one is not from this town. This one will follow your lead. And I look to Esther.
It's morning, right?
Yeah, late morning, early
Late
afternoon.
morning.
Not quite noon yet.
You said that there wouldn't be a lot of people at the amphitheater at this point. Are they
Not within the amphitheater. There is a place here beside the amphitheater where if there's like a town meeting or they need to punish somebody publicly, as would have happened like in the medieval times, they would have had like a little center place where you could have like a trial or a hanging. Hangings are not common in True Now. Very rarely do you have a criminal worthy of capital punishment, but if there were to be, it would be up here.
Okay. I think what I would like to do, so we have to come in through the north gate anyway. Let's start in the square outside of the longhouse here.
Okay.
And as soon as we get into the square, I would like push him down to his knees and call out like, "Ho there! Who stands guard in the longhouse?"
You see some like townsfolk kind of poke their heads out. Cham at the Ramble House kind of pokes her head out. Some people from the temple come out.
You said, is there anybody that I would recognize of like authority? Is it just a bunch of
it's just a bunch of townsfolk down here.
All right. I will look around and I say, "Who here recognizes this man?" And I point. Doctani. Anyone? Will anyone speak on his behalf?
You see flashes of recognition on some people's faces. For the most part, there's nothing behind the eyes. They don't.
Where is Chasik? Is that his name? No, Roderick's brother.
Cursed.
Cursed.
Yep. He would be up near the longhouse, way in the back of the town.
Oh, see, that's why I was confused. What is F?
That's the temple.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's
My
okay.
brain.
The longhouse is way up on the top, way in the back.
Okay. I feel like I said something different. I wouldn't have said who's in the longhouse if that was if I had
I
realized.
rolled with it. I knew what you meant.
But I'm gonna say I want sorry, I think what I would say is I would say well, if you recognize this man, I don't know. Hang on. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. It got I would say this man stands accused of treason, and I'm going to find Cursed, and I push him in front of me, and we're going to the longhouse. Like actually.
Okay.
I will follow.
Okay. So Jaytham is heading to the temple. Everyone else is bringing Doctani to the longhouse. Since they're going to take some travel time for the other 3 or 4, Jaytham, let's do the temple thing first.
Okay.
I'm assuming you go to Tayari.
Yeah.
She sees you coming in. She goes, I take it your mission was successful?
Well, depends on how you define success. We think that the town might, well, we've been promised that the town is going to be attacked. Unfortunately, we don't know a whole lot more. We have some theories. But one thing I wanted to come and ask you about is we found this room and we went inside, and all of a sudden the floor started bubbling with blood and it started weeping down the walls, and these people who was sleeping in the beds sat up and started screaming, and it hurt my brain. Does that sound like anything that you're familiar with?
Did the room look like that when you went in?
No.
Oh, this must be a haunt.
A haunt.
Yeah, it's like residual energy that's specific to a location. And actually, that makes a lot of sense given what happened there. You were probably hearing the spirits crying out in death. Lots of people died when that building burned down.
Well, how do we get rid of it?
Well, now that we know it's there, we can bless the area or try to settle the spirits. I can get someone on that.
That crazy this one fella seems to think that there's something important that we haven't found yet. So I would appreciate that.
Oh, in that case, I'll go personally, and I'll bring a couple of clerics with me, and we'll bless the place and search for you, and we'll let you know.
There's a pile of snot in the basement, locked behind 2 locked doors. So don't go in there.
Oh, okay, I will avoid the snot room. Thank you for letting me know.
You sure you don't want me to go with you?
I'm
going with you. I'm not going to let you go up against those snot monsters.
Do you think we need protection? Didn't you clear? I don't want to take you away.
Yeah, you're right. No, fine. Go. Go. That's what you're good at.
She,
I'm sorry. That was spoken out of hurt. It's been a long day already.
she puts a hand on her shoulder. She goes, I understand. It's okay. She
Oh.
signals to a couple of other clerics. And she, as she walks away, she looks over her shoulder and she goes, I'm glad you're okay.
I know where the others are going, so I'm going to catch up with them.
Okay. It's not hard to catch up to them. Esther seems pretty hell-bent on making it a spectacle. So she's like frog marching this guy through the streets, calling everybody's attention. You can see him getting more and more flustered, which is what you want. You want to upset him.
Yeah. And I'm also yelling on top of like calling out to see if anyone is willing to stand for him. I'm also saying what you all should come. You need to hear this.
Yeah. So you've got like a following
Mm-hmm.
coming up the road towards you. By this point, word of mouth is traveling even faster than you are. By the time you get up to this area, assuming this is the area you're going to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm going. I guess if that is the place where they would do public punishment, I would go there. But I'm also looking for cursed.
Yeah, a couple of people run up ahead of you. One of them is a guard, probably going to get cursed, and Jagrin. They need, obviously there's like fear of a riot happening. You've got everybody riled up behind you moving towards this place. So they're going to run ahead and try to grab some people. By the time you actually get up there, you see Kirst and Jagrin coming with a retinue of militia behind them. They see Daktani being pushed and frog marched in front of you.
And I'm gonna pull Kirst off to the side real quick.
Yep.
And I'm gonna give him the down low really, really quick. I'm gonna say, we found him in the plague house. He was conversing with the troll. We took care of the troll. We found, and my breath catches a little remembering what we found, and I pull out of my skirts, I pull Roderick's hope knife. And I say, we found this, and we found the name of someone who we believe has marked this town. We don't believe. We know he's marked this town for attack. They plan to attack us. Those marks that they've put on the buildings, those are the places that they will target. We need to arm everyone now. You need to lead them. This is your moment.
He looks down at the hope knife and then over at Daktani, and he goes, "Did he do it? Did he kill Roderick?"
It wasn't him. At least he says it wasn't. He says it was someone named Screed.
Screed. That name doesn't sound familiar to me.
He's a stranger to our town. And he's been given magic by some unknown source, taking orders from some unknown place. And he can appear as a human or as a half-orc. Do we actually know who he is? And at that point, I'll grab his bicep a little bit and I say, and cursed. There's a lot riding on this, and there's a lot of tension happening. We just need to protect Turnow. That's all.
I agree. Thank you for bringing this to me. We are planning to have Roderick's funeral tomorrow evening. It would mean a lot to me if you and your friends would attend.
I just I don't say anything. I put my other hand on his other arm and I give him a little squeeze and I nod. And I give him a subtle push towards what's happening in the square.
You can see he's very reluctant to take center stage. He's always been second fiddle to Roderick.
How can I bolster him? Can I this doesn't feel like a courageous anthem moment, but can I aid or
I mean, you can like sing a little song or something, maybe under your breath, so that only he can hear it, and give him a little confidence boost.
yeah. All right.
Okay. He hears you singing, and you see him sort of stand up a little straighter, and he walks forward to where Daktani is now kneeling.
Just for flavor, it is whatever. I feel like when we like join the army as true now natives and we like all, learn what needs to happen in those orc raid moments. I feel like there's like a little song that we learn as 15-year-olds and I feel like that's what I'm singing to him under my breath.
Great. Perfect.
Just walking 7 rows, this one wishes to offer a bit of good news. We have found one of the missing children, and we did not threaten to bite off its toes.
Oh, that's oh yeah, I see him up Dan. One of the people who was drawn by the attention was Keston Plum, the council member. And he's like, "My son!" And he runs over. Dan's like hugging him and his mother, happy to be reunited. Cursed is standing in front of Daktani with the hope knife in his hand, and for a second you think that he's just going to jab it into the guy's neck, but he doesn't do that. Instead, he says to a couple of the guards behind him, he goes, "Grab him, take him to the cells." And he says it with an authority that you don't believe he would have believed that he had before. The guards leap right to attention, grab Daktani, and bring him away. You see, he goes over to Jagrin, his father, and hands him the hope knife, and he says like a little conversation going on between them. His father says something very curt under his breath, and then spins on his heel and walks away. And then you see Kirst come back towards you, Esther, and he says, "My father and I are going to interrogate Daktani. Not that we expect anything to come of it. It seems like he's pretty stoic and not talking at the moment. You've done us a great service. We now know who we need to look for. We appreciate your help very much."
First, you have to talk to the people. You have to tell them what's happening. You have to warn them. We have to warn them. Tell them to arm themselves. Tell them to board their windows. Warn them about the marks. What are you doing?
My father thinks it's a better idea to not scare people into a riot.
We are true now. We don't scare easily. Well,
The patrol leader has given me an order, and I must obey that order.
she just makes a noise of frustration and storms away. I'm going to the killing ground. I'm gonna start boarding up actually the first place that I'm going is Rose's house. That's actually the first place I'm going.
Sure. So you have some time between now and when the funeral occurs in 24-ish hours. It'll be late afternoon the next day when the funeral starts. So is there anything you'd like to do in the meantime?
Yes. I'm gonna start telling people about the orc attack.
Yeah,
Mhm.
having heard this conversation, I'm actually gonna catch up to Esther and be like,
As I recall, we don't take orders from the guard captain.
You're absolutely well. You don't. You don't. I do.
I definitely don't. I don't take orders from anybody. Nobody tells me what to do,
Right.
except, well, maybe one.
Esther and David are sort of bound by that true now spirit of the patrol leader gave me an order. I need to follow it. That's what being in the militia is. Doesn't mean you can break that. You don't have to do that. Cursed doesn't have the backbone to disobey his father.
So the two most undiplomatic characters are gonna go around telling people.
I am too,
But we're
but
going to be doing it together, so we'll be helping
So it's
each
just
other.
twice as bad then. It's just twice as bad. This big grumpy ghost and this terrifying eldritch whore. Be careful. Lock your doors at night.
The orcs are gonna get you.
Nom nom nom.
Yeah, so you can start spreading the word. Anybody you see Cursed is like dispersing the crowd that formed. Like, hey, the show's over. So I'll get back to your life.
Yeah, your lives while you still have them. We're all in danger. All of you. There's an attack imminent on the town. And I think, I should have consorted with my friends first. We think that that the signs are painted on the targets, right? We decided that. All right. So everywhere you see one of these upside down swords, that's probably going to be a hot point whenever this goes off. You're all strong people, and you're all prepared, I'm told. So, what are you looking at me for? Get cracking. We're going to bolster the defenses.
Seven in his way of trying to support Jaytham is just gonna say, this one agrees and recommends you all prepare for your deaths.
It's a great thing to tell a crowd.
Yes.
I'm gonna make you both roll diplomacy, and I'm just gonna like put them together.
Cool. I am not trained in it, so it's just +4 for me, which I'm gonna go ahead and roll, see what happens.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
All right. That's perfect. So they hear Jaytham talking about how they're going to be attacked. These people have lived under threat of attack their entire lives. They're not really fazed by that. You can see that there's worry on some of the faces, but again, this is how they're raised. Everybody in this town knows that eventually they're going to be attacked. Most people are taking Seven's words the wrong way. And they are like, avoid this group. This is a scary group. Obviously, there's something going on here. We're just going to ignore the crazy people. And most of the crowd just goes back to whatever they were doing. You do see a couple of people. Yeah, I mean, with a 21, you do see a couple of people that are like, it wouldn't hurt to be a little extra prepared.
I would like to state clearly that I would have left them to do this in the
Mhm.
square while I was heading straight to Rose's, and I'm going to Rose's first to tell them to prepare because I know that they will trust me and I care about them and I need them to be safe. And then I'm going from there straight to the killing ground because I not only know that I believe that that is a place that we need to fortify, but I also know that that is a place where a lot of military people hang out. And I know that they trust me and know me, and I'm seething and considering defying the order of a senior officer at this moment.
Yeah.
So we're going to
Sure.
think about that on the way.
So Rose and her family are like, okay, we're gonna board up the windows. We're gonna do what we can to fortify this house so that if there is an attack, we'll be safe in here. You head to the killing ground. You do see a couple of guards, off duty, of course. They are having lunch and drinking. You see Rabus behind the bar.
I walk directly up to Rabus and I say, "Do you trust me?"
Of course I do.
We're in danger here. And Cursed is keeping the secret from the people. I know you know that we're always in danger, but I'm telling you right now, Rabus, it is imminent. It is imminent, and the people, they're here within our walls. They're already here. They've been painting those signs on our buildings. We've been marked. We're a target.
Right. Okay. I'm not gonna. I can't close down, but I will do what
We
I
need,
can to prepare.
yeah, just like board things up. But where are I know you have extra weapon stores. I know you have them. Where are they?
In the basement.
Right.
There's,
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll bring those up.
Okay.
And we'll tell the people who are here because everybody deserves to be as mentally prepared as possible. And that's what we do, right? That's what we do.
Yes. All we can do is prepare, and we've all been well prepared. If we are attacked, we will fend them off. That's what we do. I will go get the weapons and bring them up here right now.
I clap him on the shoulder and I turn around. I guess I don't know. Are there really windows? I guess when I really think about it, I kind of don't picture there being any windows in this bar.
There might be one, maybe on one of the walls.
Right? I feel like it's dark
But
all
one
the
of the side walls. There would have to be one for like ventilation and stuff on a side wall. But it's not like there's windows all around like a house would be.
Then I would
Looks like we may have lost her.
Yep. Looks like she froze up.
She logged out of Boundary as well, so.
Okay. So
I blame the cat.
I do too. Obviously
Absolutely.
the cat did. Um so you spend the rest of the day doing that. The next day comes. Oh, yeah. She said her computer powered down. You Is there anything specific you want to do the next day? Oh, she's back.
yikes.
No, I'm gonna get a long rest and recover.
Yes. Go ahead and get your long rests for that evening.
I think that Jaytham would want to focus on fortifying the temple, unless there's anything else that the team needs him to do.
Seven. If Jaytham's doing that, Seven is going to the plums. Is that what they were?
Mhm.
and I was going to try and convince that noble family to help spread the word because their son was there and was a witness.
Okay.
But
So Jaytham can spend the day helping Tyari and the temple folk shore up the temple from attack. Esther, what would you like to do?
I think that I'm going to essentially, I think I'm gonna stay and work my shift here at the killing ground.
Okay.
And try to talk to as many people as I can. And like intentionally, I'm singing a lot of like, I always sing a lot of like classic military songs, but I'm like really
Mhm.
hitting it hard. Not a lot of like storytelling or fun romance songs being thrown around here. It's a lot of like, honor and responsibility and um that kind of stuff.
Yeah, great. Um, okay, 7. You go to the Plums. Uh, their house is easy to find. You knock on the door. Kesson answers, and you see Othdan behind him. Yes, can I help you?
this one wishes to ask if you would be willing to help him spread the word about an imminent attack.
Uh, he turns to
This
Othdan, and he says, "What you said was true." And I don't know why I'm waiting. I'm Othdan. Um, he says,
this
Othdan's like, "Yeah,
seven. Seven
of
just said
course."
this one cannot tell a lie. This one assures you it is true.
Uh, Kesson looks like flabbergasted. He's like, I just assumed that everything he said was fabricated. I mean, he's a kid, you know. Um, if if it's true, yes, absolutely. Um, we will do what we can to spread the word around.
This one recommends taking up arms and preparing for your deaths.
Um, I mean, he's 13, man. Just chill out.
This one apologized, and I'll give him like a smile that Seven thinks is comforting, but it's probably not.
Okay. I think someone's calling me. I'm gonna go, and he like slowly shuts the door.
This one did not hear. Oh, never mind. Goodbye. And,
Okay.
uh,
So the day passes by as you're doing those things. Eventually, the time comes for Roderick's funeral. It's being held in the amphitheater. Um, when you all arrive, you can see that a funeral pyre has been set up, and Roderick's body is laying on top of it. He's been wrapped in this white linen cloth, and he's got 2 silver coins over his eyes, where his eyes would be. You can see his sword is clasped over his chest in like a warrior's kind of pose. Um, People are slowly filtering in. It's kind of a somber atmosphere. Uh, you are invited by Kirst to stand up by where he and Jagrin are going to be, and also with them is Brynja. Um, the funeral begins with Kirst and Jagrin saying a few things about Roderick, mentioning how great he was for True Now, what a good person he was. Brynja says a few words as his not necessarily widowed but betrothed, uh, and you see that she is holding that hope knife that you had given to Kirst, her original hope knife that she had given to Roderick. And when she's done speaking, she gently lays it on Roderick's pyre and then steps back. Um, you do know that over a period of time, Gagrin had expressed his displeasure at Roderick's choice of life mate. As Brynja steps back, you see him reach out with his left hand and put a gentle hand on her shoulder. Just something you are certain he would not have done before. First steps forward with a torch. Jagrin steps forward with one, and Brynja on the other side. So they're approaching the pyre from 3 separate directions, and they light the pyre. The flames, the wood's been treated to catch fire very quickly, and it goes up. You can hear a couple people playing funeral dirges on various instruments. The sun sets while this is happening, and it's very quiet as people are beginning to get up and start to head home. All of a sudden, you hear horns in the distance, followed by another, and another, and then another. And then you hear shouting from the rooftops. You hear a rumble, a deep rumble, and an explosion of light in the distance as a flaming boulder hits the temple and explodes with some sort of alchemical fire. And you hear the shouting from the walls. They're here, and they've brought a giant. That's where we're going to end for tonight.
Alright. Okay, giants, great. Alright.
We warned you.
You did
We
one?
warned you, but did you listen to us? Oh, no, you knew it all, didn't you?
I don't even say anything. I just look very pointedly at Cursed.
Alright, wanna wrap things up now. Take us out.
Yes, absolutely. We want to thank you very much for joining us on our Giantslayer adventure. Our next game, tentatively, is in 2 weeks on the 15th of September. Anybody who's ever tried to get several adults together in the same place knows schedules happen, life happens. Hopefully, we'll all be here on the 15th. Thank you for joining us. Follow us on all socials at Rough Magic. And we will see you all next time.